All right, we're live. Happy Valentine's Day,
Yes.
everyone. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it's already February 14th. Where did January go? Where did February go? Yesterday I thought was February 1st. Now it's the 14th. But there's so many gifts that we can give ourselves and others on days like Valentine's Day, right? Typically people get candy or flowers. I'm not a big candy or flowers person. My husband knows that. I'm quality time person. So we're going to spend some quality time together and go out and go to brunch, right? Just go have a bite to eat together and spend some quality time. So what are you doing today, Dr. Nikki, for Valentine's Day?
I'm actually recovering. I just did a weekend of leadership training that was intense, 12 to 12 every day for 4 days. We uncovered so much, so many beliefs that were holding back and me back and all sorts of crazy things. So I'm actually chilling today.
Good. She's
Really.
in receiving mode because when
Yes.
you do a lot of that work, and this is Dr. Nikki Siso, everybody. I want to introduce you to her. And of course, I'm your host, Colleen Biggs, but you guys all know me. Today, we're going to talk about taking the leap and how she did it. And I'm going to say the last 4 days is quite a leap to stop and pause and discover the areas in your life that are holding you back from becoming the best version of ourselves that we can be, from having the best loving relationships with ourselves and others, for creating the life that we desire. And I know that sounds quirky to a lot of people, but I'm going to ask you the question, if you're listening out there, are you living the life that you absolutely desire to live? Are you happy with the career that you've created for yourself or the business that you've created for yourself? Are you generating the revenue that you desire? Are your relationships as loving and supporting as you desire? And if the question to those and the answers are no, not really, then you need to ask some of the questions that Dr. Nikki asked herself this weekend, which is, what's holding me back? What is it that's holding me back? And what can I do to get those things out of the way to become a better version? And it's exhausting. It is exhausting to do that work.
It takes a lot of digging and commitment and vulnerability to go there. And I'd add one question to your list that was brilliant is, how long do you think you have left to live? Are
We
you
don't know.
sure 100% that you're going to 85, 90, 100? None of us are. So if you're not living the life that you really wanted to create, your dream life
Yeah.
right now, it's time to step up.
And it's interesting that you say that, Nikki, because yesterday, late in the day, my husband and I are on a text string with his siblings, and we got a text that one of his cousins passed away early yesterday morning from a drunk driver hitting him. And the word
Wow.
spread really, really fast. And so it's super sad that his life was taken at 41 years old.
Wow.
So we don't know if we have. So my husband, of course, right after that happened, came over and gave me a big hug and said, if anything were to happen to me while I was out driving around during the day, how much I love you. And I think it's
Oh,
important that we share that with people in our lives and tell them how we feel all the time and live with no regrets. And I'm glad you said that, Dr. Nikki, because we never know when the end of our life is going to be until we get there. And if it's a slow, where you have time to say goodbye to the people that are in your life and you're honored and are able to have that time, then I would say you're pretty lucky. And I doubt that you're going to be worrying about trivial things when you're lying on your deathbed. You're going to want to be surrounded by the people that absolutely, love you and adore you and mean the most to you in
yeah.
your life. So who are those people today? We need to keep them close, because when you take leaps, like you're going to hear what Dr. Nikki did, when we take leaps, we need support. We need people that fuel us around us, that believe in us, right, Nikki?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you do it? How did you launch your podcast, Elevate to Legendary? Let's first ask why you did it. And then how did you do it? Because many of our listeners out there who will watch this video are thinking about starting a podcast, want to play a little bit bigger in their field, but they're a little afraid, not just the details and technical pieces of how to do it, but the showing up a little bigger.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So one of the lessons I learned this past weekend was that I was playing small because I had a fear of judgment and a fear of rejection, deep rooted fear of abandonment.
Mm.
And so I was creating content and not posting it. Or I wasn't really stepping up in front of big audiences to share my message because, it's scary. And so this podcast actually was born out of, I originally started with Aspen Talks Health, which was a health talk show on the local TV channel in Aspen when I lived there. Then I moved to LA and it became Dr. Nikki Talks Health on Instagram on the phone, because that was just easier than hiring a studio. And then I realized I still wasn't creating the content I wanted because I was worried about makeup and lighting and all this stuff because I was doing video. And a coach taught me, why don't you just do a podcast? Because then you just have to worry about sound.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, genius. I took all the fear off the table and I just put a mic in between me and these amazing people that I was meeting every day. And the reason why I do it, the reason why I did any of it, was because I feel like my purpose is to raise the consciousness by raising my own. So I attend tons of events, I meet incredible people, and then my mission is to share their wisdom with my audience and with the world. And so that's where Aspen Talks Health was born. And then now I then launched the podcast as Nikki-tastic, thinking Nikki-tastic perfectly explains stepping into your power so that you could create a big impact.
Mm-hmm.
But then the lesson I learned there was that you got to ask for feedback. 3 months in after launching, I finally asked my friends, what do you think about the name? And a majority of them said, I never really resonated with it. The ones I explained the concept behind loved it. They got it. Like, yes, step into your Nikki-tastic. What's the Nikki? How are you Nikki-tastic? Like, what makes you fantastic? But the majority of people didn't get it and it didn't resonate. And so that was a huge lesson for me, is ask for feedback. Nobody, not even your best friend, is going to give you feedback unless you ask for it majority of the time. So that's when lesson number 2 was hired a coach. And we came up with Elevate to Legendary, which really hits home the mission of the podcast, right?
Oh, I can tell exactly what it is just based
right?
on
What do
the
you
name.
need to do to elevate yourself to your legend? Like, you are a legend already, but we're blocking ourselves with all this fear and self-doubt and judgment. And these are deep-rooted core, and they're based in ancestral trauma often. Like, these are passed down core wounds of
centuries ago that we didn't even know existed.
Yeah, I like to say that every one of us have a grandparent or a great-grandparent that has gone through a war, a depression, a famine, in my case, a Holocaust. And that fear, that anxiety, that shame, that betrayal, all those abandonment core wounds get passed down through the generations in the form of the way your parents behave, right? And our brains are designed to take everything personally, and they're also designed to automate behaviors. So we're watching our parents, how they behave, and we're automating that exact same pattern. And so that's how it continues. And we create beliefs that are not true, and then we hold ourselves back. So those were the first 2 lessons, were ask for feedback, hire a coach. And the third one that I really learned by launching this podcast is get started. Even if it's not perfect, even if the name isn't right, get started, because it's by starting that you actually learn the process, you learn the lessons. I would have never known that the name was wrong had I not even started. Right? Yep. Not wrong, just not as great as it could be. I didn't know about the all the audio issues I was going to have while sitting in front of Elle Macpherson. Like, when you're nervous, you don't think so well, but you got to.
I call that start before you're ready. So many of us have to make it perfect before we do anything. You have to just get it out there, get the date out there, get the name out there, make the commitment to the person who's setting up the podcast for you. Whatever it is, start before you're ready, because I promise you, you will be prepared when the day comes. You just have to start before you're ready, and you become so much better. I look back 3 years ago when I first started the radio show, and I had a script in front of me, and I said, like 50 times, throughout the podcast. And it was just practice, practice, practice. And then you get so comfortable that you can just roll with it in a, moment's notice. And if you're here to make an impact and what you're doing is to serve others, to make an impact, you cannot play small. No one will hear you. No one will see you. No one will know that you exist and you're not making the impact that you desire to make.
Yeah.
If you're not using your voice.
Exactly. Exactly. It also takes, sometimes it takes guidance on figuring out what that message is, like getting really crystal clear on what your messaging is. That will create the drive that will propel you, that you're like, when you have a mission statement, you know, like I am here to raise human consciousness and alleviate animal suffering. I have to show up big. Like it propels me into action. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what now I guide my clients with is what is that message within you? Oftentimes that is related to your mess. Your mess is your message. Right. And then what is it that your unique set of talents? What are you naturally good at? What do you love to do? When you can align those with being in service, oh my goodness. First of all, your life gets easy because the universe collaborates with you to make it all happen. The people, the places, the events, the finances, all of it flow in so that you can serve your purpose on a bigger scale.
Absolutely.
And it's fun. You'll never work another day in your life. Like this
it's
is
so much fun. It's
so
so much fun. I wake up every day like pinching myself that I get to do what I do every day because I created this life for myself. And I don't do the things that I don't want to do. And I work with the people I want to work with. And I do the things I want to do. And they're all in line and integrity with my character and who I am.
You made such an important point. I was trying to do everything and it stopped me from doing anything. So I was trying to do all the back end production, and all I want to do, my zone of genius is content creation, right? And going to events, meeting incredible people, making them totally comfortable in front of me to share their wisdom with the world. Like that's my juicy genius. But I strongly dislike posting. I don't want to set it all up. I don't want to do the hashtags. I don't want to do any of the back end work. I just want to create the content and hand it over. But knowing that I had to do the back end work stopped me from even creating the content. I have so many pieces of content that I haven't posted. And as soon as I hired a team, I have a team in the Philippines now that help me publish. It's like I can stay where I'm good and what makes me happy. And it's like it becomes a machine and it's easy and it's fun. And that's when you can accelerate and really excel and thrive and make the bigger impact.
Yeah. Yeah. And those teams that you hire are so crucial to your success because that is how you're able to duplicate yourself and your time and your hours. And you get to do the things that you love and they take care of the things that are holding you back that you don't love to do. And I have a team as well. And knowing that I have a team of people that assist me in the areas that I need it makes my life so much easier. And that I get to be out here doing what it is that I love every single day. And then I don't have to worry about the back end stuff or what hashtags to use or how to do that, and I get to do the fun stuff and the spur of the moment things of posting or doing lives or, I went through a photo shoot this last weekend and I shared a lot of the videos and photos on social media because it's what I wanted to do. Wasn't forced to have to do, right? It's what I want to do. So find those wants in your life of things you want to do. Hire people to do the have to do's of the things you don't like to do, and you will excel faster. You will elevate to legendary.
Yes.
You will.
Yes. So true. And notice the thoughts that may be creeping in. Oh, I don't have money for a team. I can't afford a team. You're creating the block.
Yep. I can't afford a coach. I don't have any accountability. There's tribes you can join. There's communities like, the LEAP community. There's all kinds of communities out there that you can join for you to be part of a tribe that holds you accountable. And surround yourself with the 5 people that are going to support you the most. And that's what Dr. Nikki said she's doing. She has those people in her corner that assist her to get that clarity in what she needs. These are crucial steps we're talking about today on how you can create a podcast, on how you can create a live show, on how you can create a business, on how you're going to excel in life. We gravitate toward each other. That's what we do as humans. So put those 5 people in your circle that are going to be the ones that are going to assist you the most in getting where you want to be. So be selfish with that.
Yeah.
Be selfish.
Choose
with that.
wisely and really reach out to a coach that has been there, done that. It makes all the difference. I know I'm being coached by Brian Howie. He owns Pod Populi. He's opening podcast studios across the country.
Great.
This is who I want coaching me. Right. That's who I want directing me. And same for you. Like if you need clarity on your message, I'm telling you, I sit down with my clients within 1 hour. We get to exactly their the thing that they couldn't imagine. Like it would light them up so much every single day. And it's so honest and truthful. Like it resonates so true when we realize what our true purpose is and how we're here to serve.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like the smiles and the excitement, like it propels you into action.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it is. So Dr. Nikki's going to drop all her links and information for you guys to learn how, to check out her new podcast, Elevate to Legendary. And you can connect with Nikki to learn a little bit more about her coach and how he's helping her elevate to the next level in a podcast. So if you're thinking about launching your own podcast or want to launch your own podcast, she's definitely the person to talk to. And go subscribe and check out her podcast, and let's support Dr. Nikki. The more that we support each other and elevate each other, the better off we're all going to be, because all boats rise together. So Dr. Nikki Siso, thank you for being with us today and taking the leap and not being afraid to share your vulnerability on how you were stuck, but how you did it in the end. So we appreciate you being here. You're such a beautiful soul.
Thank you, Colleen, so much. And I can't wait to have you on the podcast to share all your wisdom as well.
I can't wait. Looking forward to it. Thank you, everyone, for being here again. Happy Valentine's Day, and goodbye for now.
No, bye, you guys.